On March 25, 1983, Pasadena, California, Michael Jackson took to the stage to perform what is arguably the greatest live performance of any song, ever. In front of a live studio audience, Michael grabbed his fedora hat, struck a pose and so began the opening bars of Billie Jean. It was a career-defining performance. It doubled the sales of his album Thriller, which had only just been released. And within a matter of months it would help Thriller go on to become the biggest-selling album of all time. But what was so special about this performance? Let's take a look. It's important first of all that we set the scene. It's 1983, and a small audience has gathered at the 3,029-seat Pasadena Civic Auditorium for a special show to mark the 25th anniversary of Motown. Looking at the lineup today, it's remarkable that the show was not filmed live in a 50,000-seater sports stadium. Acts who performed include massive superstar names such as Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Lionel Richie, and of course there was the Jackson 5 reunion. It would be 2 months until it would be broadcast on NBC. It's as if the organizers were simply having a nod to the old times, a nice reunion of the golden oldies who were signed to Motown in the 60s and 70s. But there was one performer who, whilst reminiscing nostalgically about the good old days, proclaimed to especially like
the new songs.
And so it began. The famous drum beat, that bass line, the thrusting of the pelvis, the leg kicks, the haunting string notes, the throwing of the hat, the hair comb. The audience went wild. Michael had transported them from the good old songs, the old-fashioned way, to the new songs, the new era. And this would be the Michael Jackson era, the 1980s. After the show, silver screen and dance legend, Fred Astaire, contacted Michael to congratulate him on his magical performance. The performance was even nominated for an Emmy. Motown 25 made its TV debut on May 1983, and Michael's performance of Billie Jean would mesmerize the world. Within 1 month, sales of his album, Thriller, doubled, literally soaring from 5 million to over 10 million albums sold worldwide. Not only would this performance of Billie Jean double album sales, it would catapult Thriller on the road to become the biggest-selling album of all time. The first 40 seconds of Michael's performance alone had everything. A killer beat, a killer bass. Michael moving from side to side, kicking and thrusting. The fedora had been launched into auditorium, the sequin glove. According to Michael, the dance was choreographed the night before in his kitchen. He recalls, "I pretty much stood there and let the song tell me what to do. I kind of let the dance create itself. I really let it talk to me. I heard the beat come in, and I took this spy's hat and started to pose and step, letting the Billie Jean rhythm create the movements. I felt almost compelled to let it create itself. I couldn't help it." And if all this wasn't enough to captivate the worldwide audience, during the instrumental break Michael walked to the side of the stage and debuted the Moonwalk. This was the performance that changed Michael Jackson. And a performance that changed the world forever.